Hey guys, it's Katie. So I thought we could get ready together and chat about New Year's resolutions, TV shows, true crime, that sort of thing. So as you can see, I have nothing but moisturizer on my face right now, so my hair is doing its thing. I'm going to start off with this Kane & Austin Prime and Protect Mattifying Primer. I really like this. I switch back and forth between this and the Hourglass one. I do like that this one has an SPF of 50, so that's really nice. If you see me like keep reaching down, it's because I have like a little table right here that I'm using for storing all my goods. So I'm just gonna work this into my skin, kind of like pushing it in. And I really like that this has like a skin, at least my skin tone to it, so it kind of like does a good job of evening everything out. Like I would actually, I mean, I go to like the grocery store and Target all the time without makeup, especially since I've been on break. The only times really that I've been wearing makeup is obviously for like Christmas or like events and stuff, and then if I film a video, because it's just so nice to be like fresh and clean and not have to worry about it. So now that I have that primer on, I'm going to go in with a little bit of my Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation and a really dirty beauty blender. I mean, I swear it's actually clean, but it's just stained. I'm just going to put, I never do this, but I'm going to put some on the beauty blender because I just don't want this all over my hands right now. I'm wearing a white long sleeve shirt and you guys know like that could be a disaster. I haven't worn this in a while, so I hope I didn't put too much on the beauty blender. We'll see how this goes. New Year's resolutions. Do you guys make them? Do you believe in them? Do you stick to them? If you do have New Year's resolutions, how are they going? For me, I'm very much a planner and I'm very goal oriented. So if I put my mind to something, I'm gonna do it. And so I really like creating New Year's resolutions. I think it's like a good way to kick off the new year on a positive note, you know, on a productive note. I feel like if you're not setting goals, whether they're New Year's resolutions or just goals in general, what are you doing with your life? Because you don't have a plan on where you're going. I don't know. That's just the planner and me talking. But yes, I do set New Year's resolutions. And last year my New Year's resolution had to do with not buying or with only purchasing cruelty-free makeup. And I did a pretty good job of that last year. I think there were only like 1 or 2 things that I purchased that were not cruelty-free, and one of them was because I slipped. And the other one was because, well, I guess they were both because I slipped. One of them I kept. I know, it's my bad. And then the other one I ended up returning because I just felt too guilty about it. It was the Makeup Forever Cream Shadows. I purchased one of those and then I totally just blanked that Makeup Forever isn't cruelty-free when I purchased it. So I got home and it was really pretty, but I ended up returning it because I just had guilt. So I was overcome by guilt and I returned it. But I think those were the only 2 things that I purchased that were not cruelty-free. There may be a couple things here and there where it was just like me being naive and I didn't know that it wasn't cruelty-free, but the thing that stung the most this year with buying only cruelty-free brands was NARS. Like that just, I don't know how you can go backwards. Like how can you be cruelty-free and then all of a sudden decide that you're going to sell in China? I mean, I do know it's called greed, but that one really upsets me. All right, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Shape Tape. This is really white. Like I need a really pale. I need a darker color, like real bad, but it's just going to have to do for now. I love that Urban Decay Naked Skin Foundation. It just makes your skin look so good. I mean, not like, oh my god, my skin looks so good right now, but like, it looks like fresh and it doesn't look makeup-y. I don't know. I just love that foundation. and blend that out with the Beauty Blender and then continue on my conversation about New Year's resolutions. So, my New Year's resolution last year had to do with that, and I did a pretty good job. Like I said, I slipped up here and there, but for the most part, like even when things were coming out from more luxury brands, because those more luxury brands are not cruelty-free, I mean like Dior, Chanel, like all of those, that was tough, but I controlled myself. And I'm not cruelty-free with my skincare or hair care yet, so that's something that I'm working on, but I'm just not there yet because there's definitely not as many options with hair care and skincare, in my opinion, than there are cruelty-free makeup brands. So that's something that I would like some hair care and skincare brands to change. I know Drunk Elephant and Sunday Riley are for skincare, so that's good. And then a New Year's resolution for me this year is to stick to keto, and I did that last year and I did it really well. I had good motivation last year though because I was getting married, and so I wanted to look good for my wedding in Maui. And so that was the motivation that I needed to really stick to it. And so I want to do that again this year. My sister's getting married in July of this year. And so I have, you know, I want to look good in the bridesmaid's dress. So I hope that that will continue to push me to stay on track on keto. So I want to do that. I want to continue with my personal training. I'm going 4 times a week now, which is kind of a lot. Sometimes it does get overwhelming with work, but I don't know, I just keep going. I just keep doing it. I think it's just, it's a stress reliever for me. It's something that I can say that I'm doing for me. And so I do, some days I don't enjoy going, I'm not gonna lie, but it's good for me. So I'm gonna continue doing that. I'm gonna use this Kat Von D powder. It's like the petal color, and I'm gonna get this all over me, but here's a good resolution. I want to get better at not just saving money, but realizing the difference between a want and a need. And so I know that goals, at least the goals that the way that I've always been taught about goal setting is it should be specific and measurable. So you should be able to track it, and it should be very clear if you met the goal or did not. And so an example of that would be like, I want to lose 10 pounds by X date. Like that would be very obvious by that date if you met that goal or you didn't. But this goal is just a little bit more like loosey-goosey. I just want to like be able to walk into Sephora. This sounds so bad. Walk into Sephora and just get the one item that I went in there for. You know, like it's so easy, especially when you watch YouTube, to get so caught up in like what everyone else has, and it can just get out of control. And so, I don't know, I just want to be better at getting the things that I need and not the things that I want all the time. I mean, I have no problem with treating myself, that's for sure. You guys know from watching my channel, like I buy new clothes and I buy new makeup and I have fun with it. But I just don't need 150 nude lipsticks. You know what I mean? Like it's just, to me, it's just not necessary. And I have other things, like bigger, more expensive things that I want to spend my money on in 2018 versus having 150 nude lipsticks. Don't get me wrong. I love lipstick and I always will, and I'll continue doing makeup on this channel, but I just want to be smarter about it. Alright, I'm just going to set the rest of my face with this Hourglass Dim Light powder. I've been really liking this, and I still like the Laura Mercier powder, but obviously that's not cruelty free. And I would really like to have a powder to set my face that is pressed. So if you guys have any recommendations, please let me know. Okay, anyways, moving on. Ricky and I have a lot of things that we want to do to the house this year. Ugh, I have like a hair in my nose. We have a lot of things that we would like to do to the house this year. Like we would like to get new flooring in the house, and I mean, those kind of things require you to save money for. And so I feel like just by understanding the difference between what I want and what I need, I'll be able to save more money in order to put forward like into a little side account or something to save up to get those things done to the house. I don't want to like take out a loan. I don't want to take out money from the house. I don't want to do anything like that. I want to be able to pay for it cash. And so I feel like cutting back on the needs will help with that. I'm gonna use this Hourglass bronzer to bronze my face. I hope it's not, last time I used this I was way too pale for it and it was just like, whoa, orange. I mean, it's pretty orange right now, but we're just gonna roll with it. So yes, those are my New Year's resolutions this year. Stay on track on keto. Yes, I have a couple more pounds that I would like to lose, but it's more, for me, it's more than that. I just feel so good when I'm on it. I'm always in such a good mood when I'm on keto, and I like how I feel when I'm on it. So I want to continue that feeling. Obviously, when you feel good, you want to keep doing things that make you feel good. I want to save more money. Or I guess I should say understand the difference between wants and needs. And I understand the difference, but like execute the difference when I'm in the store. And you know what? This is going to be a super simple look, so I'm just going to put this same bronzer like on my lid and through my crease. Because this is more about chatting with you guys than the makeup. I tinted my brows last night too, so they're looking a little dark. And I wore false lashes the other day for the first time in a while. I freaking hate false lashes. I don't know, like my sister wears falsies every day. Like she pops them on so fast, like it's faster for her to do that than put on mascara, so that's what she does. Plus, obviously they look better, but I just, oh, they bug me so much, and I still have glue from like 2 days ago, and I use oil. I cannot get it off. They're just so frustrating to me. Okay, so I'm gonna run this along my lower lash line too. I just poked myself in the eye. I haven't used this blush in a while. This is the Hourglass Incandescent Electra blush. This is pretty. And it gives like a nice glow to the face too. I'm gonna be like super glowy because I used that dim light powder to set my face, so I'm gonna be glowy, glowy, glowy. Put a little bit of this Moonstone highlighter in my inner corner. Maybe a little bit on my brow bone too, just to make that pop a little bit. I'm not gonna put it on my cheeks. I'm glowy enough, and I will just look like a grease ball if I put this on top of that foundation and the dim light powder. Another New Year's resolution that I have is to be better about bringing my own bags into the grocery store. So you guys probably know I live in Southern California, and Southern California has laws, I guess you could call it now, about grocery stores charge you, I think it's 10 cents per bag when you purchase things. Like if you go to the grocery store, let's say you go to Ralph's, you buy your groceries, they will always ask you, do you want a bag for your things? And if you say yes, that means you're saying, yes, you can charge me the 10 cents for the bag. Or if you bring your own, then you don't have to worry about that because they won't charge you. You're bringing your own and you're being a help to the environment. So because of that, like when that law first passed, I was like, nope, like I don't need a bag. And even if I forgot my bags, I would just go carrying all my groceries out to the car, and just to like, it's the principle, you know? It was 10 cents, but I didn't want to pay 10 cents times 4, 40 cents for bags. And then eventually, once the shock of having to pay for your bags wore off, I would go into the store and again forget my bags, and then they would ask me if I wanted bags, and I would just be like, yeah, like whatever, I'll pay the money for the bags. And but like, and it's not the, like I said before, it's not the money, it's the principle. Like, oh, I don't want to pay for bags. But I guess in hindsight it is better because it forces us to try to remember to bring our own bags to be more eco-friendly. Point is that I want to get better at bringing my own bags, not just for not having to pay the 10 cents, but just to be more kind to our environment, you know? We don't need like brand new plastic bags every time we go to the store. Okay, so here's another one. My other New Year's resolution is to say yes more. I'm an introvert. I like to stay home and I like to just hang out with my husband and my family, and I like to do things at home. Like I like to cook meals together all at home. I like to binge watch TV shows at home. I like to watch YouTube channels, and I like to, you know, just do things in the comfort of my home. I like to be with my dogs, and I want to say yes more. Like people will say like, oh, do you want to go do this? Or you should go do this. Or have you ever been here? You should try it out. I want to be like, yes, let's do it. Instead of like, yeah, okay, and then like continue to sit at home all weekend. And that makes me sound super boring, but it's true. Like, not that I want to change myself from being an introvert. I just want to experience as much as I can this year, if that makes sense. I just almost stabbed my eye trying to get that eyelash glue off my eyelashes, and it's just not gonna happen. Like, I'm gonna be 100 years old and then I'm gonna die with eyelash glue still on my eyelashes. Like, you guys that are really good at putting on lashes, what is the trick? Like, I just find them so irritating. Like, it's not that it takes forever to get them on, but it's just like, once they're on, they're always like poking me on one side, and I cut them. Like, I don't know, I just feel like they don't ever fit my eyes. Is that the problem? Like, I much prefer eyelash extensions. Much prefer them. Those are also really expensive. Okay, so let's talk about some true crime shows. True crime, if you want to watch it on TV on the Oxygen channel, there is one show, but it will have like 2 mini-series. It's called The Disappearance of, and then they'll feature like a different person. There's only 2 so far, but each like person that they focus on has like 10 episodes. And so one is for Natalee Holloway, which that's such a sad case. If you watch that, or if you followed that case, like, her dad just breaks your heart. Like, he's just so desperate to find answers, and he's like one of the main people on that documentary, and it's just like, you can just feel his pain through watching him. It's terrible. But if you guys don't know, she's the one, she had just graduated high school, and she went on a trip to Aruba with her like friends and never came home. And I can't imagine, I mean, I don't have children of my own, so I don't want to know what that's like, but I can't imagine, you know, like, not just having your child go missing, but having it happen so far away from home in another country where you would just feel so helpless. And yeah, so it's sad, but I find true crime very interesting. I don't know what that says about me, but that was a good one. And then there's also The Disappearance of Maura. If I had to name like one favorite of December, I would say it was that, because I became obsessed. Like, I wanted to become like my own little mini investigator and figure out where she went. So both of these cases, they don't have the body, and so they don't know. They don't call it a murder, they don't call it an abduction, because they don't know what happened. Maura in particular, she was a college student. She went to University of Massachusetts, and she drove into the mountains one night, got into an accident, and she was never seen again. Like, they don't know if she walked into the woods and caught hypothermia and passed away, because it was really cold that night. There was snow on the ground. They don't know if somebody drove by and abducted her. They don't know if she was abducted and murdered. There's also theories that she wanted to get away and that she ran away and just created a new life for herself. Like, people think that she's living in Canada. There's all sorts of theories, because there's not a lot of, like, there's all sorts of theories because there's not a lot of evidence. Like, it could be a lot of different things and nobody really knows. So I watched that, and then a couple of the guests that were on that documentary had a podcast, and so after that documentary, I was finished watching it, I listened to the podcast, and that's really good too. So if you're into true crime podcasts, I would recommend Missing Maura. It's really super interesting, and I like the guys. They do a good job. It's more of an investigative podcast. Like, they'll interview witnesses, they'll interview people who could have been involved, and so it's more investigative rather than just like two people chatting about a case that happened. It's almost like they're, what are they called? Armchair investigators. Armchair investigators are people like you and me that just like try to research information and figure out cases for ourselves, even though we're not professionals. So I really like that one. And there's also one called In the Dark. Is that the one? I will try to remember to put the info down below, but one of them is about a little boy who was abducted in Minnesota, and it was in the 80s. And it was a little boy who went to the movies, or he went to go rent a movie with his friends. They all rode their bikes there. And when they were on their way back, a strange man stopped them, and there were 3 boys, I think. And then the man asked all 3 boys, like, how old are you? Well, he went to the first boy and said, how old are you? The little boy answered, he said like 9 or 10 or 11 or however old he was. And then he said, you better run as fast as you can or I'm going to shoot you. So the little boy runs as fast as he can home. And then he says the same thing to the next kid. He runs home, and then he takes the 3rd kid. And so the kids run home and they tell their parents, like, somebody took, I can't remember his name. Was it Johnny? I can't remember his name. And they, of course, are trying to figure out where this kid is. But it was in the 80s, and I think, like, child abduction cases have come a long way since then, and it seems like that was one of the ones that kind of paved the way for you know, registering sex offenders and all of that kind of stuff, because there were a lot of mistakes in the investigation that could have led them to finding who did it. But anyways, I know this sounds really awful and I'm into this kind of stuff, but I do find it really interesting, and I know some of you guys have told me that you're into true crime as well, so it doesn't make me feel so bad. But those are a couple podcasts that I would totally recommend. But if you guys have any other ones that you like, please let me know, because I'm always looking for a new good one. And I like the more like investigative ones. So, am I almost done? I need a lip product. Okay, so you guys have to tell me what New Year's resolutions you guys have. I'm interested to know. I know a lot of you say that you're starting keto. That's cool. I got a really good response from those keto videos, so thank you guys so much. I was so scared that people were going to be mean to me about it, but you guys are so nice. This is the Lip Cheat by Charlotte Tilbury in Iconic Nude. I really like this one. Okay, I'm going to really pile on the lip products today. I'm going to use Bite Beauty Sugarcane. This is pinky. It's pinkier than I remember. Okay, and then I'm just going to put on some of this Bare Minerals gloss in Forbidden. I love this gloss. Definitely a fave for the year. I think I'm done. I'm not even going to bother doing my hair because, like, I just don't care that much. It was so nice chatting with you guys about New Year's resolutions. Please let me know what your New Year's resolutions are down in the comments. And if you have any true crime podcasts, please let me know. I liked Dirty John. That was a good one. There's one about, well, Missing Maura Murray is probably my favorite. And then In the Dark was a good one too. But if you guys have any other ones besides those, please let me know down below. I know one of you guys last time said My Favorite Murder, and I am listening to those right now too, so thank you for that recommendation. And I think that's it. So I hope you guys have a fabulous 2018. I hope it starts off really well for you. I hope you stick to your New Year's resolutions. And even if you don't do New Year's resolutions, I hope that the year brings you everything that you want. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.